This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9. English news as it should be.
Hello and welcome to the South Indian. My name is Sudha Sadanand. Let me first bring you all the top headlines from the south of India on your screens right away. 15 illegal immigrants from Bangladesh, Myanmar held in Andhra's Krishna district. KTR slams Revanth Reddy, calls Telangana Congress an ATM for scams. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu meets Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, Jal Shakti and Renewable Energy Ministers in Delhi. The Krishna River Management Board allocates Krishna water to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. A lookout circular has been issued against YSRCP's Kodali Nani. BJP leader files a complaint against rapper Baden over objectionable remarks against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Farmers in Karnataka as well as BJP leaders detained during Hemavati Canal protest. Rain alert issued in Telangana. Chief Minister Revanth Reddy urges vigil, protects grain stocks. Karnataka gang rape accused gets a hero's welcome after getting bail. Public outrage erupts. All right, let me now take you through what's in store in the South Indian this Friday evening. Jagan Mohan Reddy slams Telugu Desam Party, alleges 11,000 crore scam, declares 4th June as Betrayal Day. We are asking, is Tamanna Bhatia the right choice for Karnataka's beloved Mysore sandal soap brand? Is Tamil Nadu BJP chief Nayanar Nagendran sidelining K. Annamalai with new social media rules? That's the question. Changes in Tamil Nadu BJP. You're watching the South Indian on News9 and that's our lead story. Jagan Mohan Reddy takes on TDP with 11,000 crore scandal claim. Former Chief Minister and YSRCP President YS Jagan Mohan Reddy trained his guns on the ruling TDP, JSP, BJP coalition in Andhra Pradesh with very strongly worded references to the Telugu Desam Party, backed as Jagan was by detailed presentation citing data from the CAG as well as the Reserve Bank of India. Jagan accused Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu of having orchestrated financial irregularities and declared 4th June as Betrayal Day, raising the banner of protest against the ruling dispensation in the state. Jagan said, and I quote him here, at the time of the state's bifurcation, we had liabilities amounting to 1.40 lakh crores. During their first regime, Chandrababu Naidu increased it by 22.63% to 3.90 lakh crores. Subsequently, we only increased it by 13.57% to 7.21 lakh crore. During financial year 2024-25, the TDP regime borrowed 1.37 lakh crores, 41% of the 3.32 lakh crores we borrowed in 5 years. Jagan harked back to the time when his government had to battle and deal with the COVID-19 epidemic, adding that despite a global slowdown, they overcame every impediment which the TDP has failed to do even today. And how Andhra had seen a mere 3.08% growth during financial year 25 and had fallen way back of the average national revenue which was 13.76%. The state's debt, he said, had also increased by 30.10%. Listen in.
అసలు నిజమైన స్కామ్స్ తో ఎవరు? ఇది ఫండమెంటల్ క్వశ్చన్. నిజమైన స్కామ్స్ తో ఎవరు? చంద్రబాబు గారు కాదా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నా. 2014 నుంచి 19 మధ్య చంద్రబాబు చేసిన లిక్కర్ స్కామ్ మీద చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు బెయిల్ మీద లేడా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నా. యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ 2014 to 19 చేసి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు చేసిన లిక్కర్ స్కామ్ మీద చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఈ రోజు బెయిల్ మీద ఉన్నాడు కాదా? ఆ రోజు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు చేసిన స్కామ్ చెప్తా చూడండి. రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా 4380 లిక్కర్ షాపులు కోసం నిర్వహించిన లాటరీ ప్రక్రియ పూర్తిగా రిగ్గింగ్ చేశారు. లాటరీ పేరుతో ప్రైవేట్ షాపులన్నీ కూడా తన ఎమ్మెల్యేలు, తన వాళ్ళు, తన మంత్రులు ఇప్పుడు ఏ మాదిరిగా చేసినారో అప్పుడు కూడా అదే మాదిరిగానే రిగ్గింగ్ చేసి వాళ్ళ మనుషులకు షాపులు ఇప్పించుకున్నారు.
Even as the former Chief Minister quoted political vendetta in the liquor scam in which arrests have been made accusing his erstwhile government of having been involved, he shot back at Naidu and accused him of tender manipulation and irregular liquor shops. His list of accusations added many other allegations including energy contracts and infrastructure projects. And of course, the contentious Amravati project was also not spared. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a new government in Andhra Pradesh which says it's undoing whatever blunders YSRCP had made. The YSRCP is refusing to take it lying down and doing what it takes to keep its head above water. End of day, think about it. Both parties owe it to the people of Andhra Pradesh. Isn't that correct? Let's debate. I have two guests today. Karthik Yellapragada, who's the national spokesperson for the YSRCP, and M. Lingareddy, senior leader of the Telugu Desam Party. Namaste to both of you. Thank you for joining the show today. And, let's go. I just want to, Mr. Lingareddy, I want to come to you first. His allegations, 11,000 crores, okay, he said overall. But his allegation is that when the state was bifurcated, and even today I think Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are actually battling the whole bifurcation thing. And it happened, it's taken years now. That, we had liabilities, meaning AP had liabilities amounting to 1.40 lakh crores. Now he says Naidu during his first regime increased it by 22.63% to 3.90 lakh crores. He says that we only increased it by 13.57% to 7.21 lakh crores. Let's concentrate on this. Bifurcation is serious business. There will be debts, there will be borrowings. Mr. Lingareddy, but look at the difference of the allegation. It's huge. It's huge. In your defense, what would you like to say?
For you and the other panelists and viewers, namaskar. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
We know that after bifurcation of the state, the Andhra state lost the income, about 60% of income from Hyderabad city itself. All the companies, all the institutions, all the economic activities, all the IT activities were concentrated in Hyderabad itself. When the AP state lost Hyderabad, the major portion of the income that is supposed to come to Andhra Pradesh was lost. That's why all the assets were gone to Telangana state. On the aspect of territorial this thing. So debts were shared, properties were given exclusively to the Telangana state. So the burden as the first Chief Minister of bifurcated state, it lied on the TDP government and Chandrababu Naidu Garu, the then and present Chief Minister. So
okay, sir, please, sir, let me go to the other person. Karthik, I want to ask you something. Jagan Mohan Reddy has said very, very clearly that, we battle COVID, which is true. There was a global slowdown. We all know about it. States have really not been able to bounce back. That's also a fact. But he says that even then, we kind of, we felt hemmed in, but somehow we tided over this. He said, but in the last 1 year, Naidu has not done much development. I think that's a very, very unfair thing to say. Not unfair. I mean, kudos that, at that time, COVID, he battled it along with several other states, full marks. But then to say that 1 year you have not done any development, there is no, again, Karthik, you and I, we only talk about empirical evidence. To say no development, he is getting his act together. I'm sorry, I don't mean it in a disparaging way. What do you think? Why is it so unfair? I mean, where is the data? Come on, tell me where there has been zero development, Karthik.
Well, thanks for asking me that question again, Sudha, and thanks for having me in the show. Well, I'd start with asking, our dear colleagues, the other colleague that's there, he's not defying the data what we're showing. The first question that I got to be asking is, there are about a dozen of press meets so far our Honorable Leader Jagan Mohan Reddy has conducted. There is no objectified data-backed proof saying that, hey, Jagan, this is what you're saying wrong. No one says that. Instead of that, they take a shortcut and doing a false narrative, again taking a wrong curve. But okay, that's fine. As you asked me the data, again, the central grants have been reduced by 50%. The revenues are not doing great. The taxes are not doing great. There has been more than 1 lakh crore on record from the budget, and we don't know where that money has gone in terms of the promises. And again, Sudha, you got to be allowing me at least 30-40 seconds. I'll give you the data, what you asked. In the Super 6 promises, what was told is they'll give 1,500 monthly promises to women welfare. No answer. 18,000 annual income promised for women welfare development. No, don't know what's happening. 48,000 annual amount promised for SC, STs and BCs for 50 and above. We don't know where, we have no clue what's happening. 3,000 monthly income promised for unemployed. We don't know where is that going, because that's what they told before the election. 143 promises to that. 143 promises made by Chandrababu Naidu Garu has not been fulfilled. And not only that, there were about 8.3 million kids. And in the prestigious Telugu Vandanam project, they've allocated 3,000 crores short. Even they're not doing a proper budget allocation where we know there are 83 lakh kids. Where is this money going? Instead of 12,000 crores, why was 9,000 given? And not that, Siddha, I'll tell you many. Amma Reddy, for instance, there is about 12,500.
I have to also go to, I have to please respect the time that I given also. So you say that is, nothing has happened. Let me also add, Chandrababu Naidu has said free rides for women in buses starting 15th of August. Mr. Lingareddy, I don't want you to answer what Karthik is raising. I want to ask you one thing. There is data given by Jagan Garu, and he says that, there has been a mere 3.08% growth in Andhra Pradesh in 2025, whereas the national average stands at 13.76. Can you say something in your defense? Can't you say, sir, Lingareddy sir, your government is a new government, sir. I would defend it like that, but if you have a better answer, please go ahead.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. During the last 5 years, the state was destroyed economically, politically, administratively, ethically. In all aspects, the state was destroyed. The Chandrababu Naidu Garu started reconstructing the state, Polavaram project, airports, seaports, Amaravati, even the Jagan government could not cure the ditches on the road. All roads are not only Pulvendala road. The rice farmers were most unhappy. Agriculture was ruined. Now all the aspects, energy sector improved a lot. We did not hike the tariff of all sorts of the electric consumers. During Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy's design, energy sector suffered a loss of more than 1 lakh crores. All
1 lakh crores
distribution systems collapsed.
Right.
Now, the major work is going on. Buildings pertaining to the residence of MLAs, MPs, IS officers, ministers are about to be completed.
Yeah.
In Amaravati, all developmental activities or the spring matter.
All right. Okay, sir, I have to go to Karthik also, sir. Please. Thank you.
Not in welfare also, we raised the pension in 1 or 2 months.
Sir, I'll come to you. You've given me enough defense, but the thing is that I also have to ask Karthik, Karthik, the thing is that Jagan Garu also noted that, the debt has increased by 30.10%. And we know that this is what I meant, and I started this conversation by saying, look, TDP, they say we are undoing whatever blunders have been committed by YSRCP. YSRCP says they have been in power for this long, I think a year, it's not even a year. But the point is that they are just borrowing. There is no revenue, there is no development. Now tell me something, as someone who is erudite and who understands perhaps macroeconomics even better, don't you think that as a new state which is setting up Amravati, a new state which is, let us say, giving guarantees, a new state which actually is, going into, the micro details of every development structure, infrastructure particularly, do you think the borrowing is too big? Let's just focus on that. Is 30.10% a huge kind of a figure, as it were, Karthik?
I studied economics, Sudha, by the way. Yes, it is huge because, again, I come back to the same point.
Garu, please allow the other person to speak. Lingareddy Garu, thank you, sir.
Exactly. So again, I'll ask the same question. Honorable Jaganana is coming out and referencing the CAG report with data.
Yeah.
With proof and with numbers.
Yeah.
And there is no objective counter so far after a dozen of press meets. I'm asking that. Do not say statements out of air. I see the report. It says 1,40,000 increased to 3,90,000 by 2019, and that got increased by 7 odd lakh crores. And again, if you compare the percentages, that is 22% versus 13%. I think this is not fair. So that the whole point is when you actually, because I think, let me start. When we talk about bifurcation, I'll ask what led Mr. Chandrababu Naidu run away from Telangana when we can enjoy the privilege of 10 years being a common capital? Why you had to invest from greenfield projects when you can leverage 10 years of that capital, which has been in the Reorganization Act? We didn't do that. He ran away just because there has been, we all know the story of the bad story, what happened. And again, you come and then you establish something and you actually ground up spending lakhs and lakhs of crores. And what Jagannath told yesterday, for the same building is again repurposed and again the same thousands of crores is spent again and again for the same buildings. For
no, but you also have a grotesque thing called Rushikonda, right? I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, if you bring Rishikonda to that is actually an economic boost for the state. Vizag contributes 10% of infrastructure to
they
GDP
say
economics.
Rishikonda is grotesque. It's such a waste of time. It's a waste of human sweat and blood. And you are saying that you are repurposing the same thing. That's what they are saying. We don't agree with this.
No, let me put that into perspective to the economics. Vizag constitutes 10% of infrastructure to GDP. There isn't one state-owned asset which people can leverage. We are spending lakhs and crores of rupees in keeping VIP guests in high-class private hotels, and we don't have one. And then Vizag being one of the best proponents in terms of the port-led economy, attracting the east of the world, we don't have one for the state. And that's all what Jagannath tried to do. And then this is a magnitude of 500 crore. And then I'll tell you, Sudha, if this were what Chandrababu Naidu has done, then they would run a narrative that, this is one of the best building ever built in the history of the world, and then talks about
that's politics. That's politics. I don't want to talk politics that way. I, me, you, ours, theirs. I only want to talk about the people of Andhra Pradesh. You owe it to them. Lingareddy Garu also owes it to them. Lingareddy Garu, they are also alleging that so far as the liquor scam is concerned, he says this is political vendetta. He said, I beg your pardon, Chandrababu Naidu, he kind of, maneuvered through all these licenses. He said that, he gave it away very easily. What is your defense, sir? Lingareddy Garu.
Okay. It's not our statement that the illicit monies that were collected from the beverages companies, brandy shops, etc., were gone to Tadipalli Palace. IAS officers who are the most confident IAS officers under other officers who were deputed to Andhra Pradesh for this excise purpose, they themselves conceded that we collected the money and we handed over the money in Jagan Mohan Reddy's palace. Per month 60 crores. Per 5 years 3,600 crores scam. Why did Jagan Mohan Reddy adopt the digital payment system in the branch?
Understood, yeah. Because you say that there was tender manipulation and irregular liquor shops allocation. He says you allocated illegal liquor shops.
You got to give me a chance there, Sudha, because I want to tell the facts again.
No manipulation will be there in the lottery system. Well, in the lottery system itself, who is highest?
You feel lottery system is fair? Yeah, fair, transparent. Yeah. Karthik, go ahead. Karthik, quickly.
I mean, the whole liquor scam is a political vendetta, Sudha. I think I'll again put that into a fact, because again, quoting excise policy of 2012 is being changed just because of quid pro quo, because few beverage companies have to be benefited. And then why? The question is simple. Why GO 218 has been issued abolishing the privilege fee for distilleries without cabinet knowledge? It's on record, Sudha. GO 218 has been issued without cabinet's approval, abolishing the privilege fee. GO 468 has been issued, signed by the excise, the then minister, evidencing a certain conspiracy. And you know what, Sudha? 70% of the procurement happened between only 5 companies. And that's on record. And again, the Competency Commission of India has given an order that this is a fair policy that has been introduced by government of Andhra Pradesh, and there is no any dispute there. This is on record, Sudha. And again, I'm asking, where are these numbers coming from? I'm quoting the GO numbers. I'm quoting.
Okay. I also want to talk about it. Seems like Jagan is raring to go now. I want to understand, what is this betrayal day on 4th of June? Who has betrayed whom? Karthik, I am asking you that question.
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and his coalition.
Then the people of, why did the people of Andhra Pradesh vote for Chandrababu Naidu? You think that the people of Andhra Pradesh, they are very intelligent. Why? Because
they believed all the promises that he has promised would be delivered.
Politics is made on promises. Politics is about, I mean, the great Rajasekhar Reddy, we all know the history. The thing is that politics is not based on actuals, it's based on promises. So maybe you failed to do that.
And then it's not that.
And then the opposition, and then you are doing your duty as an opposition to ask them, show us the money, which is fair. But I think betrayal is a bit of a strong. And what do you plan to do on the 4th of June, Karthik?
So we will educate the people and we will enlighten the people. Hey guys, where are the promises going? So far, 1 lakh plus goes on record and off record. 1 lakh off borrowings have been made. What benefits did you receive? What happened to 143 promises? How did you think and imagine that 1,70,000 crores can be fulfilled? In macroeconomic theory, this is a blatant mistake and error that the coalition government has done. Just because to fight against one man, which is Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, that BJP, Janasena and TDP has all come together just to fight against one man. That's the thin percentage of vote share. Yes, we lost Sudha, but then by what percentage did we lose?
All right.
There are 40% of the people with us, and we want to actually talk to them and also educate and enlighten the people that this is an unfair business that Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is doing to the state of government, state of Andhra Pradesh.
Fair enough. Mr. Linga Reddy Garu, this betrayal, and to say that this is political vendetta and some low-level officers have been arrested, and to say that, you have looted the state, you have done this. So just concentrate, please. Let's focus on the liquor scam, which you said, that we have done this and that's what they did. Why is it that there is a general perception that so far as the liquor scam is concerned, whether it is in Telangana or whether it is in Andhra Pradesh, the 2 Telugu-speaking states, there is no transparency? Why is the political vendetta tag added to this, Mr. Linga Reddy?
There is no political vendetta because the officers whom the subject of excise, including sales, purchases, distribution, collections, everything, placing orders, everything were entrusted to some officers, IRS, IPS, central government officers. They themselves confessed before the investigating officers that we collected the money. We allotted liquor to certain selective companies only. They did not allow the popular brands to be sold to the those are regularly using that particular brand. In respect of vendetta, when it comes vendetta, if it is a false case, it is another case, it is to completely to victimize the opposite leader. That is called vendetta. A betrayal, whom betrayed whom? Jagan Mohan Reddy government betrayed the public.
All right, Karthik, you are raising your hand. Come in, Karthik. I have only 2 minutes left.
Sir,
Come in, Karthik.
The whole point is rubbing a false narrative. I've been quoting the geo numbers. There's no answer. I've been talking about they waived the privilege tax or fee. There's no answer. I'm telling that only 5 selective beverages have got 70% of the procurement going in the state. There's no answer. And yet they actually qualitatively talk. I'm talking with quantitative facts to that. My leader is talking with quantitative facts. Enough for false lies, enough for false narratives. This can't go forever just reading from a piece of paper. We want the evidences. We want it on record. And for that matter, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu also has a case ongoing, which is on a bail today. And again, now the point is, let's not take any decisions before a court is, actually the Honorable Court is given a decision. Let's not prove something which is completely unfair. And all of this, and I'm saying even all the transactions, we have it on record. The 14% of actually the margin is increased from 9% after this, the whole deal has been signed. And again, if you talk about the revenue is increased in YSRCP from 17,000 crores to 24,000 crores. We increased the state revenue with the liquor and transparent policy. The Competition Commission of India has told that this is a fair deal that you have done. There is no any problem. And that's an order. And again, I'm talking with facts. Let them come with facts.
All right. So you're talking about facts, Mr. Linga Reddy Garu. This is what Jagan Reddy did was to quote the CAG report, to quote the RBI. What is your government going to do? Because these are numbers, sir. Numbers don't lie.
Absolutely.
So
go on.
How many times CAG, RBI, CBI, ED, all the central institutions, autonomous bodies, constitutional bodies commented, and they clearly mentioned that corruption was taken place in liquor-like things.
Why would can't tell that there is a corruption?
What are you, Linga Reddy Garu? Are you saying the ED?
I think you're missing a basic knowledge here.
Are you saying, you are in coalition with the BJP, you are calling the ED corrupt, you are calling the CBI corrupt? Did I understand it properly?
That's what I understood.
I'm not saying ED, CBI corrupt, but there were cases of ED and CBI.
Oh, come on. You are actually attacking.
What are you doing, sir? Are you mixing? I think you got to get a better panel next time.
It's all right. It's okay. Let's not show disrespect, Karthik. It's all right. You are political adversaries. You're all political adversaries. I'm a journalist. I have to take both sides.
RBI did not comment that corruption was taken.
All right. I have to thank both of you because I think I'm also losing Mr. Linga Reddy's audio. Thank you both for joining us on this broadcast. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, people of Andhra Pradesh, I think both the parties owe it to them. It's not about politics at the end of the day. It's about the people always. I'm going to take a break. But after that, this is a soapy affair. Is Tamanna Bhatia the right choice for Karnataka's iconic, beloved Mysore sandal soap brand? Let's get into the soap and suds of the story, and that's after a break. You're watching the South Indian.
Co-powered by NECC, Sunday ho ya Monday, Rose Kha one day.
News never lies.
But on the twisting highways of headlines, every turn brings a new story.
So buckle up for Pune Highway.
Because the story is going to twist at every turn.
डेड बॉडी कभी झूठ नहीं बोलती.
You will need News9 to stay with the truth.
Watch News9.
English news as it should be.
And don't miss our film Pune Highway. In theaters.
23rd May.
It's final time. Arminia Bielefeld take on Stuttgart. And it's Giant Killers Bielefeld up against Stuttgart. Will Stuttgart be nervous?
Maximilian Großer!
Arminia Bielefeld have no fear. A team from the 3rd division winning the DFB Pokal, unthinkable. In the end, who will lift the cup?
"64 teams, over 300 of India's top professionals, one unforgettable championship. Hosted by the legend Pullela Gopichand at the Mecca of Indian badminton, the Gopichand Academy. News9 brought together the biggest names in the corporate world at the News9 Corporate Badminton Championship 2025. From Infosys to Amazon, the biggest names from the corporate world came to play and play hard. It was 3 days of power-packed action and the spirit of sport at its finest. Relive the moments, celebrate the champions, only on News9.
Alright, you're watching the South Indian, and that's our second lead story. Is Mysore sandal a soap only for Karnataka? We are asking a question. Perhaps not, perhaps yes. We'll find out. So, is it just for Karnataka, or is it ready to take on the world, as it were? And more importantly, who should be the face of it? At the heart of this fragrant storm is actress Tamanna Bhatia, and a rupees 6.2 crore endorsement deal that's stirring up such strong emotions across Karnataka. Over a century since it was first created under royal patronage in 1916-1918, Mysore sandal soap has come to symbolize the pride, culture and heritage of Karnataka. But today, that pride is facing a sharp challenge from who should have been cast as the face and fragrance of Mysore sandal soap. The Karnataka government had signed, a 2-year contract with actress Tamanna Bhatia, the new face of Mysore sandal soap. Now, Tamanna was born in Mumbai, no doubt, and is best known for her work in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, all these movies. And if I remember correctly, of course, Bollywood, but mainly a South Indian star, I would insist. And she'd only worked in, I think, 2 item numbers in Kannada movies. But today she's a pan-Indian star, there is no doubt. Now, her appointment has triggered outrage from pro-Kannada groups, local artists and opposition parties. They are saying this is not just about a celebrity endorsements, it's about identity, legacy and what Mysore sandal really stands for. Narayana Gowda, Karnataka Defence Forum president, has said this decision is unethical, irresponsible and disconnected from Kannadiga sentiment. Why ignore local talent for a brand that's deeply rooted in Karnataka's cultural soil? Activists have also written to Siddaramaiah demanding the cancellation of the contract. They asked, wouldn't a proud Kannada actress have been a better fit? But the government stands firm. Karnataka's Industries Minister M.B. Patil has defended the move, calling it a strategic decision aimed at expanding Mysore sandal's imprint across India and perhaps even beyond. From Deepika Padukone to Rashmika Mandana, and also then one of the names suggested was Kiara Advani. Other names were also considered. Now, Kiara Advani, wonderful, beautiful actress, not a Kannadiga though. Earlier, the Mysore sandal soap was endorsed by former Indian cricket team captain MS Dhoni, or Tala as he's called in Tamil Nadu, and this was in 2006. Is Dhoni a Kannadiga? Think about it. As Mysore sandal soap lathers up into the political and cultural debate, the question remains, should tradition limit ambition? Or is it a time for legacy brand to rebrand itself on a national shelf? It's a bar of soul, but it's also a barometer of identity in the battle of what is pan-Indian versus brand legacy. Who should hold the mirror to Mysore sandal? Let's debate. First, I will speak and invite Harish Bijur, brand guru and founder of Harish Bijur Consultants Inc. And after that, I will get another guest. Harish, thanks so much. Good to see you on the show. What do you think of this controversy about she ain't Kannadiga, so why is she the face?
Well, I think, this entire debate is a bit superfluous at this point of time. Because my view is that the brand is a thought, a powerful thought that lives in consumers' minds. And therefore, Mysore sandal soap is a powerful thought that lives in the minds of consumers. If the consumer is only in Karnataka, then I do believe it would be fine to have a star from Karnataka to actually do the honors. But if the ambition of the brand is to go pan-India, global, possibly you'd want to look at a pan-India face, a global face tomorrow, who knows? So I think, this is all about saying that what's the brand ambition? Brands are not owned by companies that make it. Brands are not owned by governments that make it. Brands are owned by consumers who use them.
Absolutely, very well said.
That's the moot point.
Yeah, but the thing is that do you think that the recent phenomena, and I'm only saying it, I'm not endorsing or criticizing it, about Kannadiga pride, Kannadiga nationalism. I mean, the newspapers and the digital world is full of, do you speak Kannada, Kannada Gatilla, and people are fighting with each other, how they are greater. And we had a kind of actors like Kicha Sudeep and others also really, colliding with each other over this whole, our films, your films, Kannada, this, that and the other. Do you think this is also a kind of, auxiliary of this entire Kannadiga pride thing? And what you said, Harish, is that if it was Karnataka specific, like some talcum powder brands are Tamil Nadu specific, like for instance, there are some creams like Borosil, if I'm not wrong, which is very West Bengal centric, then it makes sense. But this, do you think this is deliberate?
Well, I think the entire situation is that the ecosystem of Kannada pride has fallen into place quite well at this point of time. I am actually a supporter of the ecosystem of Kannada pride. I think as a Kannadiga, you need to be proud of Kannada as a language, you need to be proud of Karnataka. But the moot point is, if a State Bank of India manager refuses to speak in Kannada to a person who's gone to the bank, that's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. I definitely want her to either say, I'm so sorry, sir, I have just been transferred here. I do not know Kannada, but I will learn Kannada and speak to you sometime in the future. That's a good thing to do. But to say that I will never speak Kannada to you, I think that is wrong.
All right.
Because attitudinally, therefore, let's jump back. Let me go back to the issue. These are two different things. When it comes to that State Bank of India issue, I'm very against the way in which the entire issue came up and the manager saying, I will not speak Kannada. That makes me angry. But when it comes to Mysore sandal soap, I think Mysore sandal soap is used within Karnataka, outside of Karnataka, and the global diaspora.
Absolutely.
Simple thing to do. Just calculate your volumes, calculate where your volumes are coming from, and think of a star basis there.
And also because when you say, when you say that, she refused to speak in Kannada, and considering that you're a brand guru and communications expert, I mean, you have to speak to thousands every day in a bank, and not knowing the local language is kind of absurd and stymies the entire effort. Now, let me get you back onto this iconic soap, brand or campaign which ran for years and years, Lux. So you had former Chief Minister, the late Jayalalitha, also, kind of modeling for it. You had Suchitra Sen from Bengal modeling for it. You had Madhubala, Meena Kumari from Hindi film industry. I still refuse to call it Bollywood. Hindi film industry also, modeling for it. So it was a pan-Indian brand. Of course, we had the famous Shah Rukh Khan in a bathtub. We had a man also doing it. So even I think that it broke through. It broke through that thing of making Lux XYZ regional soap. Why is it that if that could do it, and I'm sure Kannada actresses, were also endorsing it, why is it, and like I said right in the beginning, that Tamanna Bhatia must have done what, 2 item numbers or maybe 1 film here or there. Why is there so much, oh, this is our soap and therefore we need a Deepika Padukone to do it? Where is this coming from?
Well,
it makes no business sense.
I think it's this deep-rooted sense of jingoism at times. Because sometimes jingoism is profitable to entities, to people, and therefore up comes jingoism. But brands must not know jingoism. In fact, Karnataka as a state is not at all a jingoistic state. We're an all-embracing people. We embrace every kind of food. We embrace every kind of dressing, every kind of a person who comes into Bengaluru, Karnataka. So I think it's not the common man Kannadiga who objects to these things. I don't think we object to things which are rational. But when there's irrationality, we object. And I think that SBI issue was where irrationality came out and said, how can you say this to us? But in this case,
is
I
also
think
irrational.
Pan-India.
Yeah. Then you have to see
I don't
to
think
it.
this is, I'll put it this way. This is an economic decision. Leave it to the people who know the brand economics best.
All right.
So let it be a strategic decision.
Right.
Not an emotional decision.
All right. On that note, thank you very much, Harish Bijur, for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you indeed. And now, speaking about the same issue, we have Bhavna Belegere, actor and producer. Bhavna, hi. Good to have you back on the show. What do you think? Tamanna Bhatia, good fit for Mysore sandal soap or not such a good fit?
Of course, why not? Because it's not just about saying endorsing a brand which is owned by a Karnataka government, or it's our Mysore traditional, Mysore. We own that Mysore sandal soap. So like I heard the discussion before saying, if the business, it's all a business strategy. She's a beautiful looking girl. I know, I am not saying, you could have taken Deepika Padukone, or just now 2 years back when she was Miss Universe, Shruti Hegde is also from Karnataka. But the thing is, if you say Shruti Hegde could make a little lesser business than Bhatia, why not Bhatia? Go for Bhatia. So she's also, it all depends on the profile, struggle and fame, name.